These are the notes for lesson 3-5. We are on arithmetic sequences. So a sequence is a set of numbers. This numbers will have a pattern. For an arithmetic sequence, the pattern is called the common difference. This means that the numbers change at a constant rate. So think about what we were doing just yesterday. We were looking at numbers that changed at a constant rate. And those numbers, therefore, made a linear pattern. So arithmetic sequences are linear in fashion. And you will see that by the time this lesson is over. So again, arithmetic sequences are sets of numbers. They have a pattern called a common difference, which means the numbers change at a constant rate. So let's look at these first two examples. Here are two lists of numbers. Do they each change at a constant rate? So in example 1, to get from negative 15 to negative 13, you add 2. You do that again to get from negative 13 to negative 11, and you do it one more time to get from negative 11 to negative 9. So number 1 is arithmetic. It has a common difference of 2. And the abbreviation for common difference is D. So D equals 2. In example 2, all of the denominators are the same. So we can just look at the numerators. To get from 7 to 5, you add 2. So we're adding 2 eighths. Subtracting 2. Subtracting 2 eighths. To get from 5 to 3, we are again subtracting 2. To get from 3 to 1, we are once again subtracting 2. So this list of numbers is also arithmetic. And this time D is negative 2 eighths, which reduces down to negative 1/4. If you went to page 190, you would see these two examples. So 1a is negative 26, negative 22, negative 18, negative 14. Please decide if that is arithmetic. If it is, what the common difference is. For 1b, do the same. So for 1a, to get from negative 26 to negative 22, we add 4. And then we do that again. And we do it one more time. So yes, this is arithmetic. The common difference is 4. Looking at 1b, you may recognize a pattern, but it's not an addition pattern. Because to get from 1 to 4, you add 3. But to get from 4 to 9, you're adding 5. So this one is not arithmetic. So if you look at problem 3 now and decide 9.511, 12.514. Is it arithmetic? If so, what is the common difference? So to get from 9.5 to 11, you add 1.5. That also works for 11 to 12.5. It works again for 12.5 to 14. So we have a common difference of 1.5. Since we know the common difference, you should be able to find the next 4 terms. So to find the next four terms, you just have to add. 14 plus 1.5 is 15.5. Add 1.5 again, and you get 17. Add 1.5, and you get 18.5. And then do it one more time, and you get 20 for your answer. So again, you can take the common difference to continue the pattern. Because this is a pattern and because it's arithmetic, there's an equation that we can use to find terms. And that equation is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So again, it looks like a slightly messy equation, but it's not too bad. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. So a sub n is the number of the term you're looking for, the nth term, and a sub 1 is the first term in your list. And d is still the common difference. So if you were on page 191, you would see these numbers: 3, negative 10, negative 23, negative 36. Is this arithmetic? Can you find a common difference? So to get from term to term, you subtract 13. So we know that D is negative 13. And because I like for you to remember how to do things, can you find the next four terms for me? So if you subtract 13, you get negative 49. If you do it again, you get negative 62. One more time is negative 75. Finally would be negative 88. So besides being able to find the common difference and listing the next terms out, you need to be able to write the equation. So again, it's a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So you keep the a sub n, you fill in a sub 1, your first number, which is 3. You keep the n minus 1, and you fill in the common difference, which is negative 13. You simplify this a little bit because you can. So that would be 3, distribute properly, minus 13n plus 13. So a sub n equals 16 minus 13n. So besides writing an equation, you need to be able to use that equation. So if I want you to find the 15th term, that just means that n equals 15. So just plug it in. 16 minus 13 times 15. Grab a calculator, do some math. You should get negative 179. And then the last idea is if you know a term, you should be able to figure out which term it is in the list. So please solve this problem to find n.